is the Volkswagen Golf GTI, but not any GTI. This one's the original. Well, sort of. For starters, there are 3 doors instead of 5, and you drop some of the unnecessary comfort features, but it's $4.5 cheaper. So even though you don't get everything, is this all the GTI you need?
For over 40 years, the GTI has combined sports car performance, everyday drivability, and a practical hatchback body. It pioneered the hot hatch movement, and the new original aims to continue that legacy. The new 3-door variant slots below the standard 5-door GTI and the limited run GTI Performance Edition 1. Priced from $37,490 when fitted with the 6-speed manual, the original is the cheapest Golf GTI in over a decade. The 6-speed DSG we have here bumps that price up to $39,990, but it's still something of a performance car bargain. What's different other than the 3-door body? These new 18-inch Sevilla alloys and the original badge stuck on the boot.
Normally with stripped-back performance cars, take the Porsche 911R for example. They take out features like air conditioning, satellite navigation and sound deadening to save weight, but they charge you thousands of dollars more. But with the GTI original, you take some stuff out and you pay less money. That's how it should be, right? This is so much fun. But before I get carried away, let's see what you actually get in here. Well, here from the driver's seat, it doesn't feel like you're in a bargain basement model. There's still this lovely flat bottom GTI steering wheel that's trimmed in leather and has contrasting red stitching. These seats are nicely bolstered and superbly comfortable on long journeys, and they're trimmed in a nice tartan cloth. Not everyone's gonna like it, but I love it. There's also the quality cabin materials that you come to expect from a Volkswagen. There's a soft touch dash and door trims, and all the touch points where you rest your elbows are padded and trimmed in a nice fabric, so you're always gonna be comfortable in here. You still get this high-resolution 8-inch touchscreen as well, which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but this version misses out on satellite navigation. You also get low-speed autonomous emergency braking as standard, but if you want the latest driver safety aids like adaptive cruise control and blind spot monitoring, you'll need to tick the $1,600 driver assist pack option, which probably should be standard, but at least it's not that much more. But what about storage? You've got 2 cup holders, a center armrest cubby, a drawer under the center stack that has USB and auxiliary inputs. There's a felt-lined glove box which has enough room for a 1.5 litre bottle. And this also fits in these door pockets, which are felt-lined as well. But does having 3 doors instead of 5 make it harder to carry people? Let me show you. Just grab this and slide forward. Hop in. Whoops. Sorry, let me get that for you. As you can see, I'm a little over 6'1", and there's still plenty of knee and headroom. There's enough space for 3 adults back here, and you've got a fold-down center armrest with 2 extra cup holders. There's even rear air vents, which some 5-door hatchbacks don't even have. So if you've got to cart your friends around, there's plenty of room for them back here.
Sure, it feels well built and there's plenty of space for people, but what if you're heading on a tennis-themed weekend away?
Well, there's 380 litres of boot space back here, which means there's enough room for a suitcase, your tennis bag, and an extra duffel. And if you fold these rear seats back, it opens up to 1,270 litres, which means you can add another suitcase and 2 extra backpacks. There's another 12-volt socket back here too. Fans of the regular Golf GTI are not going to be disappointed with the original. Up front, you've got the same 2-litre turbo engine as the standard car, making 169 kilowatts of power and 350 Newton meters of torque. That torque is available from just 1,500 RPM, so there's really good shove from right low down in the rev range. The original sends drive to the front wheels, just like every GTI should, and you get the choice of a standard 6-speed manual or the 6-speed dual clutch automatic we've got here. Now I know what you're thinking, it's the original, it's the enthusiast car, it can only be a manual, right? Even Volkswagen reckons that 70% of original buyers are going to go for the DSG. And on top of that, you can't do this with the manual. Would you listen to that? But regardless of which transmission you choose, Volkswagen claims you'll do 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds, which is pretty quick actually. In terms of its ride and handling, the original isn't that different to any other GTI to drive. but it is 25 kilos lighter, so it does feel a little bit more nimble through the bends. The steering's nice and direct, you've got plenty of punch from that 2-litre turbo engine, and it's never uncomfortable. This car doesn't even have adaptive dampers like the rest of the range does. And out here, it sits nice and flat through corners, it doesn't wallow about, but then when you're in town, it doesn't jar over bumps or get too jittery. You can go to the shops during the week or go to work in relative comfort, and then on the weekends, you can blast through some country roads like we are today and have a stack of fun. Now, fuel economy, sure, it's a sports car, you probably don't care, but Volkswagen claims 6.6 litres per 100 kilometres on the combined cycle. We're getting probably between 10 and 11 litres per 100 in the real world, but that's also with my heavy right foot.
So, the original is fun, fast and practical, just like any GTI should be. Sure, you don't get navigation, and if you have kids, it might be a little bit harder to get them in the back because it's got 3 doors. But 3 doors is way cooler than 5, it's still awesome to drive, and it's $4.5 grand cheaper. Is that all you need? I reckon.